So now we're on to another edition of Bedtime Comics. And tonight we will be going over Injustice 2, issue number 1. I've got the omnibus for it. It's going to be a little venture for me because I read like year 1 of Injustice 2. I mean, of the original Injustice, and there was like 4 more years of it I didn't read. So I'm picking up after the main story ends. This is the cover for issue 1. Looks like they are teasing Brainiac. So it starts with an exchange between Superman and Batman. And Superman has been defeated by Batman and his forces. Where, for those who don't know anything about Injustice at all, it was a world where Joker fooled Superman into killing Lois Lane, who was pregnant with his child, and Superman snapped and killed Joker and become the ruler of all mankind. And it brought Batman and Superman against each other, and it split this superheroes down the middle, like Marvel's Civil War did. So for years and years, they were at each other. Well, this is at a point where Batman has finally defeated him, and he's got him locked up. And they are having this exchange, and Superman is basically telling him, "Yeah, you beat me, but what do you plan on doing now that nobody's ruling humanity?" And he talks all about how apparently in the previous Injustice, Alfred is he says he's gone, but I mean there's a little picture of him here with blood all around him, so I'm assuming Alfred's dead. Says the same thing for all his Robins. All his Robins are gone, and he asked him. He said, "What are you going to do now? Because there's nobody ruling anything, and you're too self-centered to put all these people back in place without you having a check and balance on them." So, I mean, there's definitely words exchanged between the two. Like right here, he tells him, you know, basically, he says you will always seek ultimate control. Because in the end, you're just a scared child still trying to stop two bullets. So the two's not going to see eye to eye. That's not happening. Well, as he goes out, he runs into Harley, which Harley, since year 1, she helped Joker pull the stuff over Superman's eyes to kill Lois, but I don't think I can't remember that far, but I don't think she was completely aware of the whole situation. But anyways, she's been working with Batman, mostly Green Arrow for a while, and I don't see Green Arrow here, so I'm assuming Green Arrow died or disappeared or something. So she's over here telling Batman, she's like, "Well, I heard what Superman was telling you," and she's like, you know, he's crazy, he's wrong." And Batman's like, "No, he's absolutely right. He's he's like, somebody's got to take control. And he's like, I need to set up my own council to overlook the world leaders to keep them in line. So, I mean, it throws in a little humor here and there, you know, because Batman turns to say something to Harley, and she tells him, "Well, hey, I've got to go do this. I got to go do something." Uh, and then she's like, "I have a phone call to make. Then I'll decide if you can call me Robin." So I mean, it's her and Batman. It's got this weird dynamic to where I guess they're getting along really well. You know, and she goes back to Green Arrow's lair, which used to be called the Arrow Cave, and she's changed it to the Quiver. And she's talking with somebody. And I don't know enough about. I haven't kept up with the series, so I don't know what the conversation is all about. And then alarms go off, and Amanda Waller comes in with Rick Flag and basically tell her Batman may have forgiven you for what you done crime wise, but the U.S. government hasn't. So after she goes to escape, of course that gets stopped by Deadshot. They end up capturing her, and of course it's the same old Suicide Squad stuff of, you know, she's got a bomb put in her head, and if she cooperates, it's cool. If she don't, they'll blow your head off. So then we shift into, you got Green Arrow and Black Canary's son, Connor. Dr. Fate shows up, and Connor and him have a little moment where Connor uses his helmet as target practice for a while. And Dr. Fate kind of shows up, and he's telling Black Canary, you should be dead. Like, so what I'm taking out of this is he is taking Black Canary out of their world. And I'm assuming Green Arrow died in that world, and he brought her over to this other world to raise his Connor and to be with this world's Green Arrow. And when he tells her you should be dead, they take it as a threat and they attack him. You know, and of course they've prepared for this. Green Arrow has a special arrow, the magic arrow that can go through his enhancements or whatever, enchantments. Uh, and then Doctor Fate's like, no, 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 you got this all wrong. He's like, I didn't come here to see that happen. He's like, I come here to tell you that the war with Superman is over. Superman's been defeated. Batman's won. It's safe for you to come back to your world. That Batman needs some heroes he can trust back on that world. And we get back to Harley. You know, they tell her she's got a bomb implanted in her head, and of course, that's the funniest thing she's ever heard. And she's going on and on about how Batman's coming to save her. Batman's coming to save her. Her and Batman's friends now. And Amanda Waller's like, well, this is the most secure location on Earth. You know, Batman can't find this. And she's like, well, Harley's like, you just gave Batman the ultimate Christmas present. Like, he's got to figure this out. So in the middle of them having this exchange, who shows up but Batman? So he comes in and pretty much kills Amanda Waller and Rick Flag. And that's how the issue ends, is he tells Waller before he kills her, I've been monitoring you for some time, and what you've created here will be the perfect tool for what we hope to achieve. So he is now going to, I'm assuming, take charge and lead the Suicide Squad. I mean, it's a heck of a cliffhanger to leave it off on, because I haven't read enough of that. But the year one that I read, Batman wasn't the killing type, so I don't know if something's happened in the last 4 years before that changed that. But it's an odd move, so I'm kind of curious to see where they're going with it. It was hard for me to get into it first couple of pages because I got lost. I didn't know everything that was going on. I should have started with year one and moved myself forward from there. But I got that for a fantastic price, so I jumped in. Uh, but as far as how the issue was, it was a quick read. Uh, I felt like it was a good read. They moved it along good. They did explain enough as you went through that you don't feel as lost by the time you get done with issue one. There's still a lot of questions you don't know if you haven't read the previous run. But now, once I've gotten all that out of the way, like now I feel like I'm at the point where I can take what I've learned and we're moving on with that now. Uh, I'm curious to see how the Superman and Batman's going to work, because obviously I don't see them keeping Superman locked up for however long this series run, like 42 issues or something. I don't see them keeping him locked up that long. You can't sidetrack a major player like that. So other than that, I mean, it was a good read. I highly recommend issue one, but I recommend that you start with the first Injustice and read up. Don't make the mistake I did of coming in on the butt end of it all. Start at the beginning and come through, because it took me a couple of minutes to get anywhere close to understanding where some of this story was at. So it was a good read. It was a fast read, and the art was really good on it. I'm looking forward to reading some more of it. So that's our story for today. Uh, Stay tuned, and we'll be on our way with another one.